Hello dear students. Let's see one more example of functions in C so that we can revise storage classes and local parameters. Now in this program given below on functions in C, we have been given a function called f1 which has again two parameters as in the previous example video that we saw, int x, int y. So f1 is the function having two parameters. But in the previous video, the return type of the function, recall, return type was void. But this time the return type of the function f1 is integer, int. So the last line of the function is return a value and the rest of the function is given. So simple question asked is, what is the output of this program? Obviously, as I always mention, whenever you want to see the output, whenever you want to trace the output of the program, always trace it from main. Don't bother about what the function does. So let's see what main does. Main has two variables a and b. So I will open up a columns for main having a and b as 1 and 2, and remember a and b are auto variables, correct? Because they are declared inside the scope of main. So only main has permissions on A and B. Remember this. The next line, as I am underlining, is printing A and B. So the output I am writing in the right corner of the screen, output is going to be 1 and 2 values of A and B. So the next line is the call to the function. But you should read this call as f1 function is called by passing value of a and value of b. So the call becomes a should become equal to f1 1 comma 2, isn't it? Because a is 1 and b is 2. So 1 goes in the parameter x, 2 goes in the parameter y, correct? So I will open up a function f1 where the parameters are x and y. X receives value of a and y literally copies, receives value of b. And when the function begins, as you see, there is a local variable z. It's an auto variable z declared in the function. As in the previous video, x is increased, y is increased, and z becomes x plus y. So x becomes 2 as I am updating in this column, and y becomes 3 due to y plus plus, and z becomes 5 due to z is equal to x plus y. And the last line, now I am encircling that last line, is return the value of z. So phi is returned back to the call. Remember, the function always returns value at the call. Remember this. So phi is returned, but where? Phi is returned at the call. Look how I am scribbling the screen, literally. Phi is returned at the call. The call was present over here. So phi is returned at the call, and phi is then stored in the left hand side variable a, because we have said that a should become equal to the returned value of f1 1 comma 2. So a, now check the table I am updating, a becomes phi. I hope you are understanding. Any changes made in x and y, literally we have repeated this point so many times. Any changes made in x and y, the local parameters, do not affect the actual values passed. So a and b do not change due to x and y. Just give me a second. Okay, back. X and y will not change a and b. Listen, a has changed, a has become phi because a should become equal to the returned value of f1. That's it. So the function has finished. So function finishes and it kills all its local parameters and local variables. And we are back to main. We are back to this printf statement because the call to the f1 function is finished. Remember, I'm just erasing the screen. Value of a in main is phi. It's no more 1. Value of b is 2. Okay. And the output currently printed is 1, 2. Okay, so I'll just erase the screen. Here we go. Main is back and A is 5 and B is still 2. And the output still now printed is 1, 2. Now, you understand this call is over and the value returned by this call is stored by A. A is 5. So this printf is going to print A and B, but A is 5 and B is 2. I hope you understand. Now have a look at the second call to the function. Okay, the second call. I'll just erase a few things in the screen. Okay, here we go. This is the call. You should read this call as B should store the returned value of the function f1, but f1 is called by passing value of B is 2 and value of A is 5. So 2 will go in X this time, the first parameter, and 5 will go in Y. So I open up F1 again with X equal to value of B and Y equal to 5 value of A. And there is a local variable, auto variable Z declared. Now in the function X plus plus Y plus plus Z equal to X plus Y will make X as 3, Y as 6 and Z as 9. And last line of the function which I am underlining right now returns Z, so it returns 9. But listen, 9 is always returned at the call. Look at 9. 9 is returned at the call and 9 will be stored by B. That means in main, look at the table now. In main, I am updating B as 9 and the function is finished. Function is over. So it deletes all its local variables and local parameters. It's time to again clean a few things that your teacher has scribbled on the screen. As usual, the habit goes. Okay. So what's the latest value of A and B? A is still 5, but B is 9. Fine. And we are back in main. Okay. So with these new values of A and B, the next line is printing A and B, where A is 5 and B is 9. That's it. Now let's have a look at the next call to the function. The next call to the function is A should store value of f1, which is called by passing value of A. Listen, value of A is 5 and again value of A, which is 5. So it's very easy to understand now that when f1 function will begin, parameter x will receive value of A, parameter y will also receive value of A, isn't it? There is a variable z, then x is increased due to x plus plus in the function here, x plus plus, then y is increased due to y plus plus here in the function, and z becomes 12 because z becomes x plus y, and finally z is returned. So 12 is returned, but 12 is returned at the call, and A stores the value 12. So when main resumes, main stores A as 12, but B remains unchanged, B remains 9. Okay, so the third call to the function is over. Fine. Where A is 12 and B is 9, observe the new values of A and B. And we are back in main now. And in main, after the call, listen, after the call, we are printing A and B. Check the bottom of the screen. Here we are printing A and B, but A is 12 and B is 9. And after that, end of the program. So this is the output. This example was taken just to tell you how a function returns a value, and value is always returned at the call. And whenever a function returns a value, you normally have a variable on the left which stores the value returned by the function. So when A becomes equal to F1AB, A gets modified. When B becomes equal to F1AB, B gets modified, and so on. So I hope you have understood another aspect of the function that we have earlier learned in the function fundamentals. See you in the next video with some more examples of the function. Thank you very much.